Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Eli, the real estate guy, and today I'll be speaking of one of the 4 personality types that you need to be looking out for whenever you're speaking with a motivated seller or just in sales in general. All right, now again, this is video number 1 of 4, so be on the lookout for those other 4. Depending on when you're watching this, they may be available now or they will be available in the future. So today's personality type we're going to be speaking about is the driver personality type, okay? The driver personality type, they're very strict and very no nonsense. They're very much so, I don't have time for all the extra things that you're saying, right? Get down to the bottom of, all right, boom, what are we doing? What's happening, right? So what you want to do is somewhat be able to slow them down and assure them like, hey, I will get to that endpoint to where you're looking to get to, but I just need more information so that I can give you that quick response that you need. All right. And so you want to make sure that you're letting them know you're not wasting their time, even though regardless of whatever you're saying, there's going to be some hint of you're kind of wasting my time, but just acknowledge that. And once you identify that, then understand what personality type you're dealing with. All right. The second thing is sometimes it's going to feel like they're going to try to run over you. The best thing you could do is just stand your ground and just let them know like, hey, okay, yeah, you called my phone. What's the offer? It's like, okay, well, I can't just give you an offer. I actually need some additional information about the property so that I could actually give you a range of what we can offer. All right, now sometimes they'll hang up, but sometimes it's like, all right, what do you want to know? And then you then ask them those questions that you need to know about the property, right? And as you're asking questions, they're still probably going to cut you off. But at the end of the day, you got to assure them like, hey, I just need to ask you these few questions, and then I'll get you the answer that you're looking for. So make sure you're staying calm. You're not going to match them with their You're not going to match them with their anger. Oh, well, tell me what the offer is. Okay, well, I'll tell you what the offer is if you let me get. Don't do that. You will get hung up on, right? So it's great to mirror sometimes, but in this situation, you want to remain calm, but at the same time, you want to be stern and let them know, I will get to that, but I just need to do this first, and I'll give you that quick response you need. All right, and then lastly, this personality type, they need to feel like they beat you. They need to feel like they won, all right? Regardless of if you had a price point that you wanted to go to, you start off well below that, right? And then you work your way up slowly to that. And they'll let you know like, oh no, I wanted at least this right here. If you could do that, and many times if you go low enough, then they'll say the number around what you're looking for, regardless of if even well below that would have been a good deal and a win-win for both. They want to basically go back and for ego purposes, they want to feel like, oh, well, he was going to offer me this, but I made him or her do this, right? And so a good way to check that is once you kind of tap out, then you go to that person and say, okay, look, okay, what is it that you want? Because whatever you're saying, it's going to be no, right? And so you ask them, okay, well, what is it that you're looking for? Okay, well, I was looking for at least this, right? Now, in some cases, if it's within your box, right, then you'll say, okay, I'm not saying that we can do that, but if we did that, is that something that would work with you? And in many cases, if it's a number and situation that they came up with, then they'll be like, oh yeah, if you could do what I said, then absolutely, we'll do it because it's what I said, right? And so what you do is you go back, you speak to your team, if you have a team, and if it's within your box, you just let them know like, hey, we're about to get a property under contract, right? And then you come back and say, okay, I know they're going to kill me, but let's just go ahead and do it, right? They feel like they won and you won as well. Sometimes you pay a little bit more than you would like to, but as long as it's within the guidelines of what a deal is for you, that's what you would have to do in order to make sure that you get those deals. So just run through them again. The driver, strict, no nonsense. They sometimes it'll feel like they're running over you. And lastly, they have that desire to win. They got to beat you. All right. So make sure you identify those characteristics whenever you are speaking to a motivated seller or somebody that you're going to be selling a product to, or just overall having a conversation with, and keep those guidelines in mind. And again, this is video number 1 of 4 that I will be doing on different personality types, so where I go in deep and explain these different personality types. All right, if you like the information I provided to you all, go ahead and like this video, and also put a comment in here, something that you've experienced, whatever it came to a driver personality. I like dealing with drivers. I think they're fun to deal with. Sometimes it's interesting to see them get riled up, but because of their no nonsense, a lot of times they'll end up telling you, hey, this is what I want, can you do it? So I think that's awesome. So with that, go ahead and like this video, subscribe, and be sure to watch those other videos as well if they're available. And I cannot wait for y'all to get your first deal. Y'all take care.